All right, so we are doing question 5 of exercise 5A, and we're being asked to use the appropriate interval notation to describe each of the following sets. So let's begin with A. So A is telling us to find the interval notation of -1 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. Now, the real tricky part of this is realizing that we need to be focusing in on the difference between this and, if I was to go to B here, the difference between this. So notice that this is less than or equal to, and this is just less than. So when it's like a less than or equals to sign, we're going to use a square bracket. And notice that we have another less than or equal to sign here. So it's going to be a square bracket again. And then it's going to be -1 and 2. And what this is telling us is that we have -1 including -1 to 2 including 2. Let's go over here now and notice that because we don't have that equals to sign here, it's going to be a round bracket. And then we have less than or equals to, so we have that equals to sign, so that means it's going to be a square bracket. And I'm going to have -4 to 2. And this is telling us I'm going from -4, not including it, all the way to 2, and I am including my 2. Let's now move on to the next one and notice that we don't have an equals to sign here. So what it's going to be is round bracket 0, comma, square root of 2, and another round bracket. Let's now move on to our next questions. And notice here that they're giving you funny numbers. They're trying to freak you out, but don't be freaked out by it. So again, we're just looking at this and this. This is our most important part. So here we have a round bracket, and here we have a square bracket. And that's really all these questions are testing you on. And then you're just going to copy down the numbers that they give you, like that. Next, we have my x is greater than -1. So x is greater than -1, but it's not including -1. So I'm going to have a round bracket, -1, and it's going to be everything greater than it. So it's going to be all the way to infinity. And notice that whenever I have infinity or negative infinity, I'm always going to have a round bracket. Here I have x is less than or equal to -2. So it's everything less than or equal to -2, which means I'm going to go from negative infinity all the way to -2. And because I have that equals to sign there, I'm going to have my my square bracket. Perfect. Let's now move on. So this is telling me what is the interval notation for all real numbers. Well, if it's all real numbers, it's literally going to be from -infinity all the way to infinity. And remember, I have round brackets. Here is telling me all my real positive numbers with the union of 0. So that means including 0, all my real positive numbers. So it's going to be all the way to infinity. And then over here, it's kind of like the opposite. It is all my real negative numbers with the union of 0. So in this case, I'm going to be going from -infinity all the way to 0. And again, I'm going to have a square bracket because I'm including that 0. For the same reason, I had a square bracket here as well. So hopefully this has been helpful to you in completing question 5 of exercise 5A.